Hey everyone, I'm going to do a scene read from the 6th novel in the Porn Star Brothers series. It's Spiros and Jenny, which is about Spiros and Jenny, the matriarch and patriarch of the Stephanopoulos family. It's out under my adult author name of LJ Diva. Here we go with the scene read. When the night ended, they found Philip and his date and proceeded out to the car. Jenny dropped off Anne-Marie and drove home, coming to a stop in their driveway. They climbed out and she waited for her brother to let himself in before turning to Spiros. "I had a lovely night." She walked around the car and stood by him. "Thank you for the corsage and the dancing. You picked it up quickly." "Dancing, yes, I like dancing," Spiros said. He also liked Jenny. A lot. "Yes, dancing," Jenny repeated. "You're very good at it." "Thank you, but no Greek dancing." He was confused as to why there had been none that night. "Why no Greek dancing?" "Oh, I don't know," Jenny said. "Probably because that happens in the Greek club. Have you been there yet?" They were interrupted by her sister's dates bringing them home. Giggling, all three girls kissed their dates goodnight and got out of the cars. Seeing Spiros and Jenny, they giggled more and rushed into the house holding hands. "Philip's inside," Jenny called and watched them go in before turning back to Spiros. "My sisters, all younger than me. So is Philip, whereas Ned and Arthur are older. And we have 3 older brothers and 2 older sisters as well, but they're all married off and don't live at home. Have you spoken to your parents or brothers and sisters since arriving here? They must be so excited that you came." She knew she was gushing, but couldn't help it. Being around Spiros made her nervous. "No," he muttered, a hint of sadness on his face. "Not talk to them." "Oh, I'm sorry," Jenny murmured. "Do they not want you to come here, or have you just not contacted them yet?" "Both," Spiros said, not wanting to talk about his family anymore. He stepped closer to Jenny, but was interrupted by the arrival of a car. Ned beeped his horn, and he and Arthur got out, giggling at the scene before them. "Stop being so childish," Jenny called. "Everyone else is inside except Mum and Dad." Hearing the giggles turn to laughter, she added, "Grow up, you two." They went inside and closed the door. "Ah," she sighed. "Siblings." Spiros smiled softly and remembered back to the days he and his brothers would tease their sisters. They were good times he would never have again. "Thank you for asking me to the dance." Jenny stepped closer. "I was hoping you'd ask me." Gamely, she took his hand in hers. "I'm glad you asked me to the dance." She wasn't sure what she was hoping for, but whatever it was interrupted by her parents arriving home. Parking behind their children's cars, Matthew and Sarah caught sight of Spiros and Jenny in their headlights. Exchanging amused glances, Matthew said, "Now, what do we think of this?" before getting out of his car. "Jenny?" "Spiros." He closed the door and waited for Sarah to come to his side, and then they headed into the house. "Don't stay out too long, Jenny. Tomorrow's Sunday. We have church in the morning." He opened the front door, and as his wife passed, she said, "I think it's sweet." They shut the door to find the rest of the kids on the upstairs landing, giggling their heads off. "To bed, you lot," Sarah said, and ushered them away. They left the front porch light on for Jenny. "Oh my, that was embarrassing," Jenny murmured, blushing at the thought of her parents seeing her holding Spiros's hand. Oh, she was holding Spiros's hand. Glancing down, she saw their fingers had entwined. Now, when did that happen? "Church. You go?" Spiros asked, surprised, since he hadn't seen them at the local Orthodox church his family went to. "Yes, Catholic church, on Sunday mornings," Jenny said. "And you? Do you go to the Orthodox like your family?" "Yes," he nodded. "Greek church." "Well, I guess you would." Jenny shuffled closer, waiting. For what? She wasn't sure. But a goodnight kiss or something would be nice, and oh, how she wanted the hot-looking Greek in front of her to kiss her. She blushed harder and shyly glanced away. "I walk you to door?" Spiros asked, and pointed in the direction of the house. "Oh, sure." Jenny stepped back and turned around so she didn't break the connection they had with their interwoven hands. They walked up the porch steps and stood under the light. "I enjoyed tonight," Jenny said, waiting. "Me too," Spiros replied, wondering if he should kiss her or not. After contemplating the fact her parents and brothers were inside, and the fact that this was their first date, he decided to keep things proper. So he brought her hand to his lips and kissed it, pressing the soft flesh of her hand to the soft flesh of his lips, his face, his cheek. A sigh escaped out of her, and she felt hazy and relaxed. Reluctantly letting go of her hand, he said, "Good night, Miss Jenny." A soft smile lit up her face. "Good night, Spiros." He nodded, a smile beaming across his face, and left. But instead of walking down the drive, he ran over to the fence and jumped over it in happiness. "Oh, careful!" Jenny cried out and saw him fall. "Oh, are you okay?" She rushed over to find him, jumping up and laughing. "Are you okay?" "I okay," he nodded, the smile still in place. "I'm very okay." "Oh," she giggled. "Okay then, good night." "Good night, Miss Jenny." "You can just call me Jenny." She hadn't moved, didn't want to, just stood there gripping the top bar of the low chain wire fence. "Just call me Jenny," he joked, and grasped the fence as well, his hands on the outside of hers, almost touching. "Yes," another giggle. "Jenny. I am Jenny." "Jenny, you are Jenny," Spiros murmured, coming dangerously close to her. "And you are Spiros." Jenny melted into the deep pools of chocolate that were his eyes, breathed in his scent. Spiros," he breathed in hers. "You, Jenny." She was as exotic to him as he was to her. Jenny. His face was so close he could see her eyes glitter like diamonds in the moonlight. "Spiros," she whispered before their lips met. Fireworks, thunder, balls of lightning, sirens all sounded, and the earth trembled and shook where they stood. Several moments passed before they parted, panting lightly from the spectacular light show they had just witnessed in their intoxicated state. "Oh," she breathed in. "Oh, oh." Realizing what had just happened, she blushed. She'd never been kissed by a boy or man before, and while she'd had dates, she'd never kissed them because she hadn't wanted to. "Oh, I need to." Stumbling backwards, she turned and raced for the door, slamming through it as if wild hounds were after her. "Oh, Jenny," Spiros murmured, a huge grin on his lips. "My Jenny." Happy, he danced all the way inside and fell asleep, dreaming of her. And that is the first kiss between Spiros and Jenny in Spiros and Jenny, the sixth book in the Pawn Star Brothers series, which is all about their relationship and their life and how they came together and had children. Out now under my adult author name of LJ Diva, paperback, Dust Jacket hardcover, and ebook at all good online bookstores.